Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, here as always with my co-host Aaron Coe.
What's up?
Today is Wednesday, October 6th. We have NFL Week 4, some college football. Not really a lot of college football, actually. We were at the Mariners game on Sunday, so
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Mariners. We'll talk about them. But before we get into that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at AaronCoe29. Now, I guess let's just hop right into a recap. Actually, before we get into the recap, let's talk about some big news that dropped this morning. The Patriots, key language, are releasing four-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephon Gilmore. He was eligible to come off the PUP list after Week 6. Are releasing. So apparently this was to, I don't know, do you have the report?
Yeah, there's some thought that Bill said let's leak a report that we're gonna release him and see if somebody will give us a draft pick. Okay.
Yeah.
And yes sir, okay. And there's rumor that they've leaked that and they're trying to get some sort of trade. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't try to get even a mid-round draft pick for the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
John, Pete, get on the phone, please.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know what we even have to offer the Patriots. I don't know. The thing is, I'm guessing they're probably looking for picks. That's the general thing. But, like, I don't know, man.
And we don't have a lot of those.
We don't have a lot of those, yeah. And we definitely don't have players that we can trade that we don't need. So,
I mean, get on the phone and see.
Yeah,
you know, I'm
Jamal
sure they
Adams
are.
for Stephon Gilmore, straight up.
Jeez, yeah, I do that right now. To be honest with you, I'm sure that they will look into it. I very seriously doubt they'll end up with him.
Yeah,
but man, again, a lot of people speculating he'll end up with the Bucks. That Tom's gonna tell the organization what to do.
Yeah,
he's gonna call Gilmore and talk him into coming down there. So that and then I don't know.
That's always an option,
What that means for Richard Sherman, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he didn't play real well last week, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, I guess let's just jump into. Wait, hold on.
Jalen Smith got cut too, right?
Jalen Smith
from the Cowboys.
Is that his name? Yeah. Jalen Smith. Did I get that
right?
Yes,
yeah,
you did. For some reason in my head I pictured Jalen, and that completely threw me off of who that was. Yes, he got cut too, which was a surprise. So
yeah, another. I mean, all Pro Bowl level player out there. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's get into Week 4. Thursday night was good. Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence. Urban did not fly home with the team, which first of all is wild. Like, you fly home with your team.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that later. Joe Burrow leading a game-winning drive. It was pretty cool, even though these aren't the greatest teams, to see, some competitive football out of the two, I would say, most anticipated young quarterbacks in the league right now.
A good game is a good game.
Good game's a good game. Yeah, even if it looks like they might have been two college teams playing each other.
Yeah.
Good college football is good college football. All right, and then we also got Seahawks Niners. We unfortunately had to miss it, although I heard the first half was dreadful to watch.
Yeah.
One of the tweets I saw was, at least there's only one more half of this football game, which I think kind of tells the story.
Well, I think the 49ers had 200 yards and the Seahawks had -8 yards at some point, and somehow that game ended up being tied at halftime.
That's how it goes when you're a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
Who cares about Washington versus the Falcons? A lot of points in that game, though. Texans. Oh man, Bills beat the Texans 40-0.
Assholes.
4 interceptions. No one cares, but I have the Bills defense.
Well, that was my over pick on this podcast.
Because you said I remember you said they might just do it by themselves. The Bills.
And I think I said I just need one touchdown.
Yeah.
And if they had scored one touchdown, I would have hit the over.
Yeah.
Thanks, Texans.
Man.
God, they need to do with the Texans like they do in European soccer and bump them down
Yeah.
to the XFL
Yeah.
or whatever.
Relegation would be awesome in the
Yeah.
NFL. If there's only 20 teams, relegation would be sick.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've heard about this book that's coming out. It's no direct quotes, but it's about like the Patriots the last 18 years or whatever.
Right.
And there's a lot of heavy-hitting reports. Like one of the things that's leaked that's going to be in the book is that Robert Kraft was like at some business meeting. He was like, man, I wish I could stay here this Sunday with all the brightest minds and converse, but instead I have to go be with the biggest asshole of my life, referring to Bill Belichick. I have to go to Detroit and be with the biggest asshole of my life. So, again, no direct quotes. Those are like sources of sources. So who knows? But one of the things is apparently Bill O'Brien was actively trying to get himself fired from the Texans so he could go succeed Bill Belichick as the head coach of the Patriots, and he kept getting promoted. He just kept getting like he was trying to get fired, and he kept getting promoted. How wild was that? Yeah. So now he's at Alabama where they're stomping everyone. I'm sure he's having a good time, making a lot of money. But yeah,
wow. He did pretty well with the Texans. They weren't great, but they were, playoff team. And then they gave him personnel control.
There was a distinct moment, it feels, where the Texans just started sucking ass when there was a period of time where the Texans were feisty, where they were like, hey, they got Deshaun Watson, you never know. And then they kind of fell off a cliff, and then he got promoted, and they fell even further off a cliff. And somehow he just kept getting promoted. He just it's so insane.
Oh, no.
So insane. So who knows if that's true? Again, that's like sources of sources.
Yeah.
But I forgot who's writing that book and what it's called, but that's actually something I might read if there's details that juicy and throughout the book.
Yeah.
Lions, first 3 drives of the game, got inside the 10-yard line, and first 3 drives of the game, Lions got inside the 10-yard line. How many points do you think they walked away with in those 3 drives?
I do not know.
0.
Wow.
First time that's happened since the fucking 70s.
That's hard
or something.
to do.
Inside the 10, first 3 drives, 0 points. It was fumble, downs.
Okay.
And yeah, I had the Lions in this game. If they score on 2 of those, they win, So it's painful. Even if they kick a field goal on one of those, they go into overtime. Yeah, so Bears win 24-14. Apparently Matt Nagy's not calling the plays anymore, and the offense looks a bit more competent. So he hinted at that in the media. I don't think that was a confirmed thing, but, maybe the Bears can turn it around a little. Cowboys putting up points once again on the Panthers. 36-28 is it's pretty much what I expected out of this game, to be honest.
Right. Maybe they are actually good this year.
Yeah. Dolphins are dog shit.
Oh, wow. That's stunning to me.
Yeah. So I heard this conversation. I can't remember. There's 4 sports podcasts I listen to, so I can't remember which one it is. But Brian Flores might be one of those coaches that he'll get you, he's like a Sark,
Right.
He'll get you from the ground to mediocrity.
Yeah.
And he'll fire players up and he'll turn the ship around. But maybe he's not capable of being that dude that takes it to the next level.
Right.
Who knows? I mean, they might just have a dog shit team too. I don't know. But it's weird. I mean, it's not like they were a great team last year, but they were putting up significantly better fights against, especially a team like the Colts with Carson Wentz with 2 sprained ankles,
Well, in the year before that, they were tanking for Tua.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were tanking for Tua, but they were still they were ass. They were still competitive though.
They were in games. Yeah. They won a few. I think I don't remember what
they won a few late
was.
too.
Yeah.
When they should have been
the Patriots.
Yes,
late.
when they should have been completely demoralized. Wasn't that?
And the Patriots wanted to win that.
That
game.
was Tom's last game in Foxborough. He threw a pick 6 against the Dolphins.
And
I think Xavier Howard.
They needed that game.
Yeah. I forgot about that one. So.
So
Brian Flores, I don't know if it's something inside the building, because it seemed like Brian Flores, at the very least, could get his guys going and get them fighting. But I'm not watching Dolphins games,
I think Tua is just not very good.
Also, yeah, that's true. Tua might just not be good. But Admittedly, I'm not like watching a lot of Dolphins games. I see them on Red Zone and stuff, but just based off what I've been seeing and from the scores and what I've been seeing on Twitter, it just feels like they don't have that same drive that they did 2 years ago or even last year.
Something's very different, and they should be better.
Yeah. Browns beat the Vikings 14-7. That's enough to cover the spread, baby. That's all we need. Ugly ass game. The game that probably just didn't pop up on Red Zone.
Well, it sounds like they weren't there very often.
Yeah.
They call it Red Zone for a reason.
Giants took the Saints to overtime and won. Pretty wild. 27-21.
Daniel Jones, Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Jets beat the Titans also in overtime. It's pretty shocking, but the Titans aren't that great, and also they were missing Julio and A.J. Brown. Still, they put up 24 points. I mean, you give up 27 points to the Jets, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Chiefs throw up 42 on the Eagles, and the Eagles could not stop kicking field goals. Yeah. Cardinals beat the Rams 37-20. Are the Cardinals really good?
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, I don't know.
You would think the Rams would be up for that game, so it seems puzzling.
Yeah. Ravens beat the Broncos 23-7. That was my lock. I mean, not my lock, but that was one of my picks. I expected this. I think Teddy Bridgewater hadn't been playing great as it was, but you got Drew Lock in there, and also when you look at the Broncos' schedule, they've not played good teams.
No.
And the Ravens are a good team, so and they run the ball well. Their defense, Broncos' defense, has looked really good, but it's such a dynamic offense that it's hard to really bottle that up completely.
Yeah.
And when you only score 7 points, you don't really give yourself a chance. Packers 27, Steelers 17. Aaron Rodgers flirting with Mike Tomlin a little on the sideline. I don't know if you saw that clip. There was he had to call a timeout because there were too many men on the field, and Rodgers kind of laughed and pointed at him, and Tomlin was like, "Oh, you," and so there's a lot of stuff about Rodgers wanting to be a Steeler. He also had some very complimentary comments after the game about how Tomlin's a great coach and he's a great fit for that city, all that stuff. So who knows?
Wow.
Who knows?
Wow.
Buccaneers beat the Patriots 19-17. I don't think many expected it to be this close, but it was. Shout out Bill.
I think it was a downpour. I think that was beneficial to the Patriots.
Definitely.
Not that Tom doesn't know how to play in New England, but I just think they have a more dynamic offense. And if you're the less talented team, you want bad weather to literally muddy things up for the other team. So they had a shot there to win it. Mac Jones looked good at times in that game.
He also threw that game sealing pick though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I mean, that'll happen. That'll happen, especially with the rookie. Monday night, the only other undefeated team in the NFL, get taken down by the Chargers 28-14. Very dominant first half from the Chargers. And then the second half, honestly, this game felt a little bit like the Colts game from week 1. Just felt like nothing was really working for the Raiders and everything was working for the Chargers. And then the second half, they coasted a little bit. But Austin Eckler putting up a big performance for me. Shout out. Do you got anything else this week?
Are we talking Seahawks yet, or?
Yeah. Let's dive further into the Seahawks. What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like we mentioned, ugly game in the first half. But then the Seahawks. I think really again, we didn't watch the game, so I've seen some highlights and read quite a bit about it, but yeah, I think their kick returner helped us a lot. Mm-hmm. He basically downed a punt at the 2 and then rolled into the end zone with the ball and was like, yay. But yeah, when you take the ball into the end zone, you have not downed the punt.
Yeah.
So that made a difference. And then he fumbled the same kickoff 3 times. It was
I didn't see any
pretty,
of that. That's funny.
pretty comical.
Admittedly, I've seen pretty much absolutely nothing from this game.
Yeah. I think probably one of the more interesting things in the game was, and I don't want to hear about him being on your damn fantasy team. So Deebo Samuel having what was it, a 75-yard touchdown pass, and there's been quite a bit of speculation and conversation about whose fault that was. One thing they did, they moved DJ Reed back to right corner, and I think he's much better over there. And he even said he's more comfortable over there.
Okay, that's good.
He played very well there last year.
Why did they just put him on the other side because they were like, oh, Trey Flowers is our cornerback on the right side?
Normally your better cornerback's on the left side.
Okay.
So that's typically where you put him. So Trey Flowers, you're gonna put your weaker Trey Flowers type on the right. But I think they felt like Sydney's more comfortable playing on the left and DJ on the right. So on that play, somebody fucked up.
Yeah.
Some people, I think a lot of people in the media are speculating that it's Sidney Jones, but I think there was supposed to be a safety over there. And Pete was specifically asked about that play, and he really, as expected, the coaches never come out and say, well, Jamal Adams fucked up or whatever, but I think Jamal Adams was supposed to be there. It could have been Sydney. There can be different responsibilities on different plays, but normally in the type of coverage they were in, that would be a that gets passed off to a safety deep. The corner covers the flat. So I don't know. It was, I think a lot of people are wrong about it being Sydney, and it's not because he's a Husky. Shut up. I don't care about that. But I'm real concerned about the way Jamal Adams has played this season.
Yeah, I think the best, the best media quote to come out of that situation was from Quandre Diggs. Someone just asked him like, "Hey, was that Sidney Jones?" And he was like, his answer was just, "You must think I'm a snitch, huh?" And I just think that's the best possible answer. Because, like last year, Jalen Ramsey snitched out on Taylor Rapp and got chewed the fuck out for it.
Yeah.
And understandably so. I mean, I like that from Quandre. But I'm with you. I mean, I'm very concerned about Jamal Adams' coverage, and feels like he hasn't been hitting home as much. Again, I didn't watch this game, so who knows how he did. Everyone but me, I think. But, he's not a $17 million player right now.
Right.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of other issues that this team has, and I'm worried that too much cheddar is going to be headed towards Jamal Adams for us to fix those. I don't know. You got what else you got?
A couple other things. So they had Ryan Neal in there playing defensive snaps for the first time this season in the dime package, and he made a couple big third down stops that were very key in the game. So I really like him. I'd like to see more of him. And then he
played well last year too.
Yeah, played really well.
I don't know why I haven't seen him actually. Now that you mention it.
The other one is Shane Waldron. The first 3 games, his first. Early in the game, the offense has been humming. I don't know if Pete was like, "Hey, Shane, can you, great job in the first quarter, but can you win a game in the first quarter?" And Shane's like, "No." Can you win a game in the second quarter?
No.
Can you win a game in the third quarter?
No, you can't, Pete.
Can you win a game in fourth quarter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I get it. Well, why don't you move those 15 plays to the fourth quarter? I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, it very well could have been. Yeah.
The sources that I don't have are telling me that.
Yes.
I don't know. But this was kind of a reversal where the offense kind of came alive later in the game. They're still struggling at times to run the ball. And, if you look at their offensive numbers, they still weren't great. But, hey, they needed to have this win. I mean, going to the Bay Area and winning is big. And, boy, if you're 1-3 right now, it feels a lot different than 2-2.
1-3 heading into a short week against the Rams.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. So
Yeah.
1-3 feeling like we very well might be 1-4.
Oh yeah.
So that's, we said that last week. It's a very scary proposition, 1-4 for the Seahawks. We're not going to be there. 2-3 still isn't great, so hopefully we can pull it out. What else? Do you have anything else for this game?
Well, they're wearing this fucking action green on Thursday, and they're 4-0 in that shit.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
So, so I guess, they're going to do that crap again.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason you win or lose games, is those ugly ass uniforms.
Yes. They get hyped up. They get faster. They get +5 speed in those uniforms.
Right.
So how do you feel about that game? -2.5 for the Rams, over under 54.
Boy, I don't think I would touch that bet. If I did bet, I'd bet Seahawks money line. Yeah. But I wouldn't feel real confident about it. We're gonna, Matt Stafford has looked really good for them. He's definitely, obviously, an upgrade over Goff.
Yeah.
Jared Goof.
I
still don't know that. I don't know that you like Stafford more than I do. I think he's really good. I don't think he's great necessarily.
Yeah.
We'll find out a lot about that this year. I think the Seahawks have a good chance, but yeah, I'm not super confident about it. The Rams have some holes too. So I think we'll find out, kind of a cop-out answer. I think we'll find out a lot about both teams on Thursday.
Yes, this is a big like, are you for real? Are you legit? Like, yeah, so the Rams have obviously always given us trouble, even when they're not good.
Yeah.
So, but even when they are good, it seems like they're good games. So I'm really excited. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss the first quarter because I'll be in class.
Class.
But look out. Just a random. Actually, yeah. Look out for Tyler Lockett. I think because you'll see a big battle between Jalen Ramsey and DK, and I don't necessarily trust that DK is going to win that matchup.
Probably not much. He's going to follow him. I think he's going to follow him all over the field.
Of course he is. Of course he is. And so, yeah, just look out for Tyler Lockett. That's all I'll say on that front.
Gerald Everett will be there for this game, so hopefully he contributes something.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think? So we have Waldron, who was, formerly with the Rams versus McVay.
Mm-hmm.
Who's better off? I don't know how to word this, but who's better off facing the other guy? Like, advantage who, knowing the ins and outs of...
Yeah. I just think, overall, McVay... Well, here's the thing. They're both on offense, so I don't know how much it really matters at all. I think McVay is 200 times more likely than Pete to meet with his defensive coach and talk with him about the game. Right. I think Pete's just gonna run his fucking defense. I don't think he's gonna talk to Shane Waldron.
I hope Ken Norton steps into Waldron's office and says, "Hey,
I don't trust that that's gonna happen."
Yeah.
I just don't. Unfortunately, I think they're way too hard-headed with how they run things.
It's really interesting. I mean, this defense is very different than the one we saw a few years ago.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of different stuff, and it isn't. It's sometimes it feels like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, as they say. But they're blitzing more. They're mixing up coverages more. I mean, in 2013. They basically ran the same defense every play, and it was try to get them into 3rd and 6, and then see if you can convert.
Yeah.
We'll let you catch a 4-yard pass, and then Cam Chancellor's going to end your life.
Yeah.
And that was their defense.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of all over the place, and I don't even know if they know what the hell they're doing. Sometimes it really feels like they don't. So we'll see. But yeah, anyway, it should be a good game. It should be a fun game to watch.
Yes. Okay. So let's see what else. Jets Falcons, ugly as fuck. Who cares? Packers Bengals. I'm really intrigued by this game because I don't know how good the Packers are. I feel like week 1 might have just been kind of like the Bills, like the Pittsburgh beat the Bills by 11 in week 1. They only put up 17 points on them, and Packers lost to the Saints 38-3 or whatever it was. So I'm very intrigued. I feel like week 5 is really when you start to kind of get a feel for teams.
Yeah.
And I feel like how the Packers perform against the Bengals and vice versa, because the Bengals are 3-1 as well. So how this game goes, I think this is another big, like, how good are these teams game. I'm really excited for that one.
I think, now that you mentioned that, I may have said this before, but don't ever look at week 1 again and make anything out of it, because with teams not playing anyone in the preseason, it's like college. College has always been this way. We all overreact in week 1, and then things can drastically change going forward. The NFL is more like that now because they're playing for the first time.
Yeah, seriously.
Russell Wilson didn't take a snap.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I don't think he did. So
we're learning now what these teams are about, like you just said.
Also, I forgot to mention Jets Falcons is the first England game of the year. We're back in England, yeah, we'll just send our shittiest product over there. That's good job, guys. All right, Lions Vikings -9.
Wow.
So many points.
That's tempting.
Yeah, I know. Broncos Steelers, Pittsburgh favored by 1 at home. Again, I don't know about that one. Dolphins at Bucks favored by 10. I don't see why you could ever bet the Dolphins there. I don't love 10. I mean, 10 points is a shit ton. I don't love that. But I would never, ever, ever put a cent on the Dolphins right now against the Bucks.
No.
Yeah, okay. Saints at Washington. That's another interesting one. Both 2-2 teams. Feels like the Saints are going to be a team that's very inconsistent all year.
Because Jameis is inconsistent.
They're just going to ride with Jameis pretty much, ride his highs and lows. So, I mean, which team are we going to see? And can Washington turn it around? Because they've looked like shit this year. I don't know how they're 2-2.
Another game I wouldn't touch.
Yeah, not touching that one. Saints -2 on the road, by the way. Eagles at Panthers. Panthers -3.5. I think
Sam Darnold.
I think I like the Panthers in that. 3.5 isn't a great number, but I just don't. I think the Eagles are ass, and I think Sam Darnold's not a terrible quarterback. So
he's looked pretty good.
Yeah. Titans at Jags, giving the Titans 4 points. That'll depend on how much how far the Titanic is already underwater.
Oh, boy.
That's what that's going to depend on. Patriots at Texans. Patriots on the road in 2021 with a rookie quarterback getting 8.5 points. That just tells you how bad the Texans are.
I wouldn't touch
Texans,
that one either.
The 1-3 Texans, by the way, they did win a game. Bears Raiders. Raiders getting 5.5 at home. I think I like the Raiders there. Although if Matt Nagy's not calling plays, then maybe they'll put up some points.
Yeah.
Browns at Chargers. Chargers -1.5. Kind of again, 2 3-1 teams. Another week 5, really getting a feel for these teams type of game. Excited for that one. Giants at Cowboys, laying 7 points. The NFC East, I already have no clue about any of the teams individually when they play each other. It's just like fucking just roll the dice,
Yeah.
I still think the Cowboys are gonna probably blow them out, but again, who knows? 49ers at Cardinals. Cardinals -5.5 at home. Again, the same thing. I mean, really any interdivision play, you never know, but especially with the NFC East and the NFC West.
Jimmy G, player of the week.
Whoa.
No,
okay.
not really.
Yeah.
I would take the 49ers there before the Cardinals. I just still don't believe in the Cardinals.
I think the Niners are going to have Trey Lance, though. Keep that in mind.
Well, maybe.
Because, Jimmy G tearfully said, I hope it's only a couple weeks.
But then now they're saying he might be able to play.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah. Again,
don't know.
I have not been caught up.
That's probably just trying to smoke screen the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I could see the Cardinals winning a close one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I would bet that one, but I wouldn't put money on the Cardinals for that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd touch that one either. Just strictly off the fact that it's two pretty solid NFC West teams, pretty solid to very good. I mean, you could really put both those teams anywhere in that range. Bills at Chiefs. Chiefs only getting 2.5. The 2-2 Chiefs.
I don't know what to make of that one either.
I don't either. I mean, I like the Bills. I just need to get over I need to get over week 1.
Yeah.
I have to fucking get over it because the Steelers are dog shit and the Bills are good. I just need to like that. Yeah.
I would think the Chiefs are going to be all in on this one.
I think ultimately, I think the Chiefs will win by like 3 or 4 points.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a 1-possession game, so it's really just how it shakes out. Like it's that one's very tough for me. I don't know if I
maybe
really
last team with the ball wins that one.
That's what it feels like. And then Monday Night Football, Colts at Ravens. Ravens getting 7 at home. I think the Colts are really bad, but I don't know. It's hard to say how bad the Colts are. Yeah, I mean, if they can keep it close with Baltimore, then I mean, they could still very, very easily win the AFC South. The AFC South.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. You got anything for this week?
No, I just think, like you said, we're going to find out a lot about a lot of teams this week.
Mm-hmm.
We have question marks, about a lot of them. So yeah, should be a really fun week of football.
Yeah. Hold on. This is a statement from Stephon Gilmore. Pats Nation, it is with mixed emotions that I announce my goodbye to this great fan base. We enjoyed so much success together that you have been an incredible inspiration for my individual achievements. Thank you for supporting this Rock Hill kid and allowing him to achieve his NFL dreams. To Mr. Kraft, the coaches, and the organization, thank you for providing me with this platform and allowing me to be a part of greatness. Most of all, I want to thank my teammates who lined up next to me every Sunday with one goal in mind. Those moments on and off the field will never be forgotten. Sincerely, Stephon. So I think he got cut. I think he officially got released. Maybe. Yes. That's what it seems like.
That statement came out a couple hours ago, though, and I don't think he's still been released. I think they've agreed to part ways, but there has not been an official action yet, is my understanding.
Okay, yeah. Patriots were roughly $54,000 under the cap and needed flexibility. $7 million base salary. Nope. Yeah. Two sides are going on their own ways. So he was trying to restructure a deal. That's what it was.
So they've agreed that he's not going to play there.
Yes, yeah.
Now it's either cut or try to get some sort of compensation. So I think he'll get. We'll probably know tomorrow whether it's a trade or just a straight cut.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else for NFL Week 4 or 5?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. Do you want to talk Huskies at all?
Yes.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it.
I don't either.
They just aren't very good.
They're just not that good.
And I think a lot of us thought that they would be competing for the North title and maybe even a Pac-12 title.
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf predicted them to go 12-0. There's too many jokes to make there. I won't do it. It's been a disappointment. I think I am not. I'm not a fire the coordinator person.
Yeah.
On this podcast, I've defended Ken Norton Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I
pretty
think
much any time I've brought up firing someone, you've defended it
because I just feel like it is. That's what fans do.
It's tired. Yeah.
You don't want to fire the head coach all that often because you know that's going to.
Yeah.
Be
a whole thing.
Firing the coordinator's like this thing that feels good, but you don't really know what it means.
It's like punching a wall. Like
yeah. Firing the hitting coach for the Mariners. Stuff like that. So in this case, I saw a few things in this game, and during this season that are real disturbing. And I think I've said it many times, right? I love the goal line play where you play action hard and you throw it to the third string tight end. Because nobody I love it.
That's your favorite play.
Nobody on.
Oh jeez.
Oh god. You bring is that
no.
I love that play because the defense is like, this guy's in here to block, and it seems to work quite often.
Yeah.
However, the defense the defense has to believe there's going to be another play after that, and when you have 12 seconds left, they know they're not biting on the play action. It was one of the worst play calls I've ever seen, and it's my favorite play. Yeah. But it doesn't work there. They have to be sure you're going to run the ball. That to me is like elementary shit right there. I don't know. Like, what are you doing?
It just we said this against Michigan. It feels like there's no plan. He's just like throwing He's just throwing darts at his playbook, and just whatever it hits, he's calling that fucking play. He has his goal line set, and he's like, "Okay, run or pass." Boop. And it's just, I guess we're passing. Like,
I don't see creativity.
No.
I don't see great playmakers on this offense. I think Cam Davis has been I really had high hopes for him.
Yeah.
He's done nothing except for cough the ball up and maybe cost them the game.
McGrew's been the best playmaker on this team.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the Wildcat specifically.
Yeah. When
McGrew out of the Wildcat is our best fucking offense.
That's there you go. That says it all.
Yeah.
I think Dylan Morris is could be an average college quarterback with some weapons and a good plan.
Put him in the Jake Browning spot,
Yeah, I think he would be fine. I think he'd be fine.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think every day that this guy's the offensive coordinator, you're losing recruits. Mm-hmm. He was a very questionable hire to begin with.
I remember that, yeah.
And I kind of defended it. I'm like, hey, I trust Jimmy.
When I saw why people were mad about it, I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. But then I was like, I think I can trust Jimmy with this one.
But it was a big swing and a big miss.
So, okay, fire the coordinator.
Fire the coordinator. Fire the coordinator.
We've established fire the coordinator. How responsible is Jimmy Lake for hiring his ass?
Very.
So I mean, I know he is, but how much blame are you putting on him for even hiring him?
Oh, huge.
Okay.
My hope though is that Jimmy will learn. I'm really worried about Jimmy, to be honest with you.
I am too, and it makes me really nervous because I fucking love him as a dude. He's like. It's just I don't want shitty coaching to ruin how I feel about him.
I know. I mean, he's been a very highly coveted coach for a long time. The results speak for themselves on defense. He hadn't been a head coach before, but he seemed to have all the attributes of a guy that can do it. But recruiting has been down a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of that I blame on coaches couldn't go into homes and close, and I think Jimmy would be good at that.
True.
There was a real red flag for me when Pete Kwiatkowski left as the defensive coordinator. And I know he went to Texas, and I know that Texas is a bigger program. I get that. Mm-hmm. But he was going to join Sark, and, that's a questionable jump because how long, is Sark going to work or not? Is it?
Yeah. It's risky. It's riskier than staying.
He got paid more. But I'm positive UW would have matched his salary. It wasn't that big of a jump.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he's like, I don't know if Jimmy's gonna be a great head coach, and so I'm gonna move on. So I was worried about that at the time. I'm like, there must be an issue between those two, or a control thing, or something. But that was a red flag to me when it happened last offseason.
Is Jimmy just a guy that needs to spend his time just 100% focused on how he's going to strangle next week's offense? You know what I mean? Is he a guy that's
maybe.
Is he just good at figuring out how to shut your ass down?
Yeah,
and now he has too many responsibilities, so he can't quite do that as well?
Well, I think he needed to bring in one thing that Oregon has done is they brought in 2 very seasoned coordinators. For Cristobal, who was I think he was a first-time head coach.
If he wasn't, it was pretty
inexperienced anyway. I think Jimmy needed to bring in, someone who could basically just take the reins, and Jimmy wouldn't have to worry about that. But he took a gamble on a pretty inexperienced coordinator. So, I'm really worried. I think you got to fire the coordinator now for the sake of recruiting and basically, here's our interim. Mm-hmm. We're gonna fucking find the best guy we can find.
Yes.
Money is no object.
Yes.
I think they need to
that
statement.
There has to be an admission that this was a fuck up first. Yeah. Like that they haven't even addressed that this was a big fuck up yet.
Yeah.
And do that by firing him. Don't be like, yeah, this isn't good. Just get rid of him and let's move forward.
Yeah. I also think that he thought he was going to get the Dallas. I'm blanking on his name.
Kellen Moore?
I think he thought he was going to get Kellen Moore, and
Why?
then when that didn't happen.
Why did he think that?
I think there was some thought that Kellen Moore might prefer to be in the college game.
Okay.
Again, but obviously that was incorrect.
Yeah.
So, and then maybe the plan B wasn't all there. I don't know. But yeah, you got to do that first, because Jimmy. Unless maybe they will go 2-10, and then maybe he gets fired. But even if short of that, Jimmy's going to be back next year. Yeah, they're going to give him another chance, and you can kind of blame the pandemic now, but you have to, for the sake of recruiting, explain how things are going to be different next year. But man, the defense, they're not tackling.
No.
They can't stop the run. They're second to last in the Pac-12 in running and stopping the. I think they're one of the last in stopping the run and second to last in running the ball themselves. Yeah. In college football, you can't win that way.
Complete identity shift from the last however many years.
So it's a disaster.
It is.
You got used, Well, they're not going to lose this week. That's the one thing I could guarantee.
Yeah.
They're undefeated against bye.
Yeah.
But then you got UCLA coming in, and UCLA is pretty damn good. That's not going to be easy. Where are the wins?
Yeah.
And then you got to a bowl?
You got Stanford who just beat Oregon. Then you have Oregon. Then you have 22 ASU, and I guess Colorado and Wazoo to round it out. But it's tough, man. I mean, that's. So I want to give Jimmy another chance, even if it is a bad season. But the problem is if this season is bad enough to turn away recruits for one season, and then it's also bad next season, then there's the snowball effect, and then we're fucking back with Tyrone Willingham again. It's scary. I feel like there's a bigger snowball effect in college for a program becoming dog shit than
because
in the NFL.
Yeah, because you don't get the number 1 draft pick. You get the last draft pick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Alabama gets the number 1 draft picks every year. They get 20 number 1 draft picks.
They get the first 20 picks in the draft.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Oh, you won the Super Bowl. Congratulations. You get the first 20
Congratulations.
picks.
Yeah, you have Tom Brady. Well, now you get to draft Trevor Lawrence to come next. Yeah. That's pretty much what they do. Mm-hmm. I mean, not necessarily with quarterbacks there, but speaking of guys that are holding back programs, Monday was the deadline for Nick Rolovich to get vaccinated. If you want to really read up on this, check out John Wilner's article. I'm sure it's great.
It is, and I read through it. I mean, basically, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh no, I was just pretty much gonna list what he said, but you actually read it, so you go.
Well, so Wazoo does have an exemption process. And they supposedly take the names off of it, so you have a little group of people, and they read through each application and make a decision. And they may know it may be a faculty member that they know,
right,
so they don't. The names are supposedly off of it, and then they make a decision based on the application.
Yeah.
So Wilner believes that Rolovich applied for an exemption, whether it was health or religious, nobody knows. But yeah, he needed to have gotten the whichever one. I forget which one
Pfizer?
is the one shot.
Johnson & Johnson.
He needed to get that one yesterday,
Right.
in order to be fully vaccinated by the deadline. It sounds to me like he's really dug in on this and is not going to get the vaccination. So then it's a matter of whether they approve his application, and if they don't, then he's gone.
Wow, so he's gambling here on that one.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens.
Speaking of hard-headed anti-vaxxers,
oh god,
the NBA, it's actually at 95%, so that's really good.
Yeah.
However, the 5% are very loud,
Yeah.
and the 95% have not said jack shit, other than Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter actually had a really good quote about it. He was like, look, he's a devout Muslim. He's like, look, I'm devoutly religious. If your religion is holding you back from getting the vaccine, I think it's time to start mixing religion and science a little.
Wow.
And I was like, oh shit, Mr.
Yeah.
Devout Muslim. That's a very, well-rounded take.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 95% is very great. I think the U.S. in total is at like just over 50% maybe. I might be totally wrong on that, but yeah, so props to them. I think training camp, some of the restrictions kind of kicked some players in the butt, and they're like, fuck, I don't want to have to deal with this. Andrew Wiggins came out as anti-vax and then pretty much got it right away when he found out how much money he was going to lose. Mm-hmm. So,
it sounds like Kyrie ain't going to be playing home games.
I don't even want to like get into that story yet because there's still so much in the air about it. There's like, I don't know. And apparently if he gets traded, he's retiring. So,
whatever.
There's so much in the air about it.
Guy's such an idiot anyway.
Yeah, so here's the thing. In the past, I've defended Kyrie. I've just been like, look, I've met, like, all of us have met kind of weird, spacey dudes that have wild takes. Like,
the Earth is flat type stuff.
Earth is flat, and it's like...
not destructive.
It's not destructive, and it's like, fine, you could just laugh at it, but like, we're getting into dangerous territory. And now I'm kind of out on him. I just can't.
Someone's gonna die because of him.
That's where
I'm at with this. And I'm sorry if you're an anti-vaxxer and listening. You probably stopped listening to us a long time ago.
That's true. You did probably.
But yeah. I mean, there are people that see him as a role model.
Yeah.
And he's going to. He's murdering them.
There's
in my view. It's that simple. Sorry.
There's I mean, him. And it's hard to like pinpoint a death to a person that was influential.
It is.
But
can't prove it.
When you like take in Kyrie, Bradley Beal, Jonathan Isaac, who by the way, this could be a clown of the week. Jonathan Isaac just had this big anti-vax thing, and then he invited his he's like also like a preacher, like he does preacher stuff. He invited his whole team to go watch him at a sermon. 0 of his teammates showed up. 0 of his teammates showed up to watch him preach.
Wow.
And this is, a lot of religious people, a lot of religious black people in the NBA. Yeah. And none of them showed up to watch their teammates. None of them showed up to watch their teammates.
I mean, you would do that as a courtesy.
I'm not religious. Like if if it was really important to a teammate of mine or whatever, a good friend, like of course, yeah, I'd show up. Yeah. But yeah, no one. Wow. Not one. So
I shouldn't get into it. I mean, I've got somebody that I know that's he's on his. He might even listen to this. I don't know. But he's on his deathbed.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's kind of coming out of it, but he's been in the ICU for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's. Sorry, I won't go into it any more than that.
Yeah, yeah. I think, you're not gonna fix the 5%. Like they can't be fixed for the most part. So what I want to see is more of the 95% speaking up. Like
that'd be nice.
It's like I'm hearing a lot more, and also it's because, I think a lot of this can be blamed. You can blame this on the media too, because Kyrie being anti-vax is a lot more interesting than Enes Kanter being pro-vax. So,
some of that's the level of the player too.
Yeah, of course. And that's part of the reason I use those two players specifically in the example. I mean, 95% of the player, Giannis is vaxxed. Like, still, it's more interesting of a story of Kyrie being anti-vax than Giannis being pro-vax.
It is, and it's just like if you're driving down the freeway and there's an accident,
You're
you
gonna
stare
look.
at it.
You're gonna look, yeah.
You don't look at the guy next to you and say, "Man, good job. You're a good driver.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch you for a while because you're really good at driving."
Yeah, you don't call the "How's my driving" sticker and say
Right.
"You're doing
Good
great,
job.
buddy.
Good job.
You're doing great."
Good job.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move off this.
Yeah, please.
Something also that's sad. So yeah, Mariners unfortunately could not make it to the playoffs. Didn't expect him to, so I'm not sad about it. I mean, I guess I'm sad, sad that it ended that way, but I'm not sad overall about the season. Mitch Haniger tweeted, when damn near every teammate is crying, you know how beloved a guy is. Kyle Seager, you are the man. It was an honor to play with you, and I'll never forget how you treated me. Number 15, #cap, #10 more years. So Seager's gone, it seems. They had a very touching ovation for him that we were at. Gave him third base. I'm sure the people that are watching this have seen the clips.
Yeah, that was great.
And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you saw J.P. Crawford's interview after, but him and Angie Mentic, right?
Yeah.
Angie Mentic were like crying together pretty much in that interview, talking about Kyle Seager. And one thing JP said that I'm excited about is Kyle taught him everything, and he's ready to step up as a leader.
Right.
And it seems like he really is ready for that. Just, big personal thank you from us to Kyle Seager for just sticking around, just sticking through all the bullshit and loving the city. Great guy. So
I'll say this. I was surprised when we were at the game and I said, "What current Mariner jersey would you buy if you could buy one now?" And you said Seager, and my jaw kind of dropped. I'm like, a 212 hitter? Okay.
I mean, name a more iconic Mariner on the Mariners right now.
I would take a shot on an up and comer if I'm buying the jersey.
I mean, I think ultimately I'd go with a J.P. Crawford.
Yeah.
I think that's ultimately what I'd do. But I think in 10 years, in 10, 15 years, you're going to see a dude in a Kyle Seager jersey and be like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, I like Seager. He played pretty well. I think he probably underperformed his contract. He was impossible to trade because if you traded him,
he would make a shit ton more money.
He gets an extra year. I'm blanking on what you call that.
So yes, a shit ton more money in the form of an extra year.
Yeah. So nobody wanted to take that on in a trade.
Yes.
So I think Dipoto got here and saw that contract and was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What idiot, allowed this to happen?" So I think they had a rift. And Seager so much as said that after the game.
Yeah.
So he's definitely gone. I might have just gone ahead and taken that next year on.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna spend it somewhere else, hopefully they will.
If they don't do something,
yeah, I know.
Like that's my fanhood is teetering if they don't do something.
Go get Marcus Semien and put him at second base.
Fuck, and dude, anything.
Are they gonna drop $200 million on him?
I don't want. Okay,
and
I don't.
Toro goes over to third most likely.
Yeah, I mean, don't do something stupid.
No,
but just make an attempt to look like you're trying to do something.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I've said all along about this rebuild is it very conveniently was very cheap for the ownership.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Save them $100 million this year.
Is this year, do you think from payroll to attendance margin, this was the highest earning series for Mariners ownership? Of all time, because of if you think about concessions and like attendance, and then how little the players are making as a whole.
Oh yeah,
like that might be the highest earning weekend of any
for sure.
of any MLB franchise.
Yeah, no, I mean you have 44,000 people there.
Yeah, for all three games. Lines like every single line we passed by, except the two lines that we just happened to find that were short. You're in the line for an inning at least.
Yeah.
For concessions.
Yeah.
So like they were cashing in.
Yeah, they were. So I'm still. First of all, let me just say, and we covered this before, but I got really into this. I was excited.
Yes.
I was hopeful. I knew it was a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
Really proud of the players on the field and
Yeah.
the coaching staff.
Yeah.
I think they definitely over delivered. Showed some balls. You know.
Yeah, and this is a message to everyone that said, the fire the coach people. Like,
Yeah.
this is why you hold off on that shit.
Yeah.
Like, Service is the manager of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. He better be. I don't know who else it would be.
So,
Yeah, however, man, you find one more I mean, we had Dylan Moore and who's the beard guy in left field?
Jake Fraley.
Jake Fraley, platooning in left field. Dylan Moore is a nice super utility guy.
Yeah. Fraley. He's fast. Fraley's fast.
Fraley is an extra outfielder.
Yes.
Um,
Neither one of them you want starting 162.
No, and they had some moments. I mean, it's not like they're terrible, but what if they would have traded for one more outfielder? Does that make the difference? Does that win you one more, two more? I mean, they ultimately fell short by 2 games, but do you win 2 more close games? I don't know. Or one more starter,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still a little bit irritated. Not that I wasn't wanting to trade like a top prospect, but could you have traded your number 10 and 12 prospects for? And then none of you watching this can name the 10 and 12 prospects, by the way. So don't tell me, oh my God, we can't trade those.
I will not let people forget that we had the capital to go get Max Scherzer and Trey Turner from the fucking Nationals. Yeah. We had the capital. Yeah. There's no doubt. Yeah. Not even a single doubt we had the capital to go get them.
And I just, maybe we're still watching, maybe we're watching some postseason baseball for the first time since before you could walk, basically.
Yeah. Here's my hopeful Mariner. This is like a Mariners fan's dreams at night. Lay your head on the pillow and you think about signing Corey Seager, and he wears number 15 just like Kyle. And then in 20 years after Corey Seager wins 5 World Series with us, they retire number 15 Seager, and both of them are at the ceremony, and it's for both of them.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
yes.
I would definitely buy a Seager jersey.
Do you think?
In this instance?
Yes, yes. Do you think Corey Seager would be willing to move to second?
He probably may. Well, first, he's not a real good shortstop.
No, he's
I don't
not.
think people understand.
He's
that.
not.
He's not very good.
I like if he's not willing to move to second base. Like I almost.
Yeah.
No, he's still worth having on your team and putting JP at second. But like.
No,
it's not good.
JP's your shortstop, so
yes.
No, he would have to play. He would have to play either second or third.
Third, yeah, he could do third too, probably.
But Toro is not a middle infielder either.
That's true. Yeah,
and he's got wheels, and he's decent, but he's very awkward.
Yeah. In
double play situations,
yeah.
And he's just not. That's just not who he is.
Yes.
But yeah, you bet. I'm not saying, and I'm not going to be one of these. There will be fans that will say that we'll see the top 2 free agents and you better sign. I'm not quite there. Like, I don't want to spend $350 million. Well, I don't care because it's not my money.
Right.
But I know that will cripple other moves.
That's the thing is, like, when people are like, oh, it's not your money. It's like, yeah, but if you sign Marcus Semien to $200 million, maybe you don't sign Corey Seager to $400 million, to $1 billion, whatever it is. Whatever. So
it's a tricky one. It's funny. There fans that I talk to on one side, they're like, well, I hate that they signed him because it's going to make ticket prices go up. I'm like, it doesn't affect that, and it doesn't affect the price of beer. Shut up. Now, can it affect them signing one more relief pitcher or one more, or a number 4 starter? Yeah, for sure it can. So I want them to not be stupid, but they damn well better add to this team because I don't want to. There's no feel good story next year if they don't make the playoffs. Yeah. We felt good this last couple weeks. There is no feel good story if this team doesn't finally get to the playoffs after over 20 years. It's time.
I think the fans that are saying they would rather have their team suck so they could go to games for cheap, like that is a sign of a fan that has not seen winning baseball in 20 years.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to find the positives of having a shitty baseball team. You're like, I could get in the building for $7 any given night. Yeah, but maybe, but also you're gonna watch Mike Trout hit 3 home runs and just shit all over the Mariners' chest. So. Yeah, okay. Do you got anything else regarding the Mariners? Thank you, Mariners. Thank you, Scott Service. Thank you, Kyle Seager. Thank you, Mitch Haniger.
Good job.
Thank you, J.P. Crawford.
Do more next year.
Yes. Just and here's the thing. They won 90 fucking games.
Yeah, they did.
Like, they don't even really need to do more. They just need to get, I mean, the run differential has to get better. They're not going to win 90 next year with that run differential.
Here's the thing.
But their fun differential, off the charts.
You know, I went on Baseball Reference.
Yeah.
And if you go to Baseball Reference, let's see if it's still there. Run differential, -51. Fun differential, +90. Somebody put that in
Somebody
there.
put that in there. That's awesome.
If you click on the link, it takes you to Twitter. And
nice.
It talks about Scott Service talking about fun differential.
Nice.
So that made me chuckle yesterday when I was looking at stats.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, people that expect them to just come out and win 90 games next year, your bullpen's probably not going to play like this next year. Bullpen guys are hit or miss.
How do you have like a 60 or whatever, 65% winning percentage and score 50 less runs than your opponents? Like that does not happen that easily.
So you're going to have one of these guys that you're really dependent on not play well or get hurt or something. So you're going to have to score some more runs. You know? Yep. Yeah, so get it done. Ownership.
Get it done. Want to see something.
They bought up the old pyramid property to make some sort of venue for God knows what, probably for the All-Star game. Great.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I hope that'll be it. That could be really awesome.
It could be really cool. So I'm not saying I don't like that, but I don't need another big screen or whatever. I want a fucking World Series.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so the Red Sox beat the Yankees. Xander Bogaerts took Garrett Cole deep as the crowd chanted, Garrett! And the Red Sox took a 2-0 lead. Fenway is going bonkers. That was a tweet from Jeff Passan. Shout out Jeff Passan. They ended up winning 6-2. Rizzo hit a solo homer, and then Giancarlo Stanton hit a solo homer in the 9th when it was already out of reach. Congrats to the Red Sox. Fuck the Yankees. I'm just, I don't fuck them all. I don't. That's how I feel.
I watched some of it, but I was sad that I wasn't watching a game that I really cared about.
There couldn't have even been a little bit of chaos. Like the Blue Jays, if the Mariners weren't going to get in, we couldn't at least have 2 wild card games or 2 play, whatever. Yeah. There was no chaos.
No.
None.
No. The only chaos was Garrett Cole, who that you buy a player like that to win games like this.
Yeah.
They were favored. Yeah. And he shit the bed.
Yeah.
Gave up 3 runs in an inning and 2/3. I don't remember the numbers now. Like I said, I barely
yanked
paid
him,
attention.
gave him the hook really fast.
Yeah,
I didn't watch either.
He was awful. So whatever.
You got anything else for this game or really anything?
Not really. Like I said, it's just hard for me. It's hard to watch the postseason when your team's not in it. For baseball in particular, football, I do find, if the Seahawks lose the next week, I struggle to care. But then I'm like, all right, it's the NFC champion. Okay, I get sucked back in.
You get over it, yeah.
But I don't know how much of the postseason I'll watch.
Here's a question. I'm
just gonna be pissed off the whole time.
Here's a question. This is essentially having this take would be the same take as being like, I want the Mariners to suck so I can buy $7 tickets.
Right.
Would getting the Sonics back make the NBA playoffs less fun to watch?
Because I'd have a true
rooting interest. And am I less likely to wear all of my fucking jerseys when the Sonics come back?
Probably.
You know what I mean? I might not wear as many of these.
Because I've told you, I've thought about I've thought about getting a bunch of football jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton,
right?
Stuff like that. But I'm like, do I want to wear a Bears jersey?
You would look like a Bears fan.
Yeah,
you would just straight up look like a Bears fan.
I'm a fan of that player.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The only thing is, I think basketball jerseys have become a little bit more of a fashion thing than the other ones. But yeah, football jerseys, like, I will say, football jerseys are not like, they're not like actually fashionable that much. Like they're just kind of, I mean, they build them for bulky guys, you know? So they're big boxes of, like,
I ain't wearing no basketball jersey. When you hit 30, unless you are completely ripped, you do not wear a basketball jersey. Nobody needs to see that.
No.
Maybe as you're going into an arena to watch a game, you can throw it over your t-shirt.
That's what I think over a t-shirt is okay, but it's still
only when you're going into the arena if you're over 30. If you're over 30, people should not have to see that.
Even with a t-shirt, what are they even seeing?
Terrible with your gut hanging. Push. No.
Okay, fair enough.
No.
All right. I guess with that being said,
I mean, did you like Shaq? Sorry. Did you like Shaquille O'Neal wearing a Cavs jersey toward the end there? Like, he shouldn't have even been wearing it. They shouldn't even let him wear one.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Sorry, moving on.
The Howard Schultz Clown of the Week!
The Clown of the Week. Fuck Howard Schultz.
Okay, fuck Howard Schultz. You know, how about you go first, because mine's kind of long, so...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be on the all-time list pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with John Harbaugh. You know, the game is over, but he wanted to beat the 70s Steelers streak of, I think it was 42 straight games of going over 100 yards, which is a stat that, to be honest with you, I didn't even know because he really cares.
Yeah.
So you're going to run a play there. It's funny because, I hate taking a knee.
Yes.
I think they should disallow taking a knee.
Yes.
But that's such a cheap way to get that record. I really didn't like it. And then Fangio, it was interesting though. They're both kind of clowns of the week.
They are.
Fangio's like that. I thought it was bullshit.
Fangio was a whiny little bitch about it.
I just wouldn't have addressed it if I were him.
Yeah. Who cares?
I would have been like, hey, it's not what I would have done, but it was our job to stop them or whatever. And then Harbaugh. Oh, and Fangio also said something along the lines it's expected of
that, like, they care more about stats than player safety or some shit like that. Yeah.
And they have a big thing like where they win preseason games. And
they're like 18-game win streak.
So they're I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Focus on the right things there, Harbaugh. I thought it was a bad look.
I didn't mind it.
Totally pointless.
I thought it was dumb. I didn't mind it that much. I thought it was dumb though. Does it change? You might have said this. Does it change your mind that it like tied the record for the consecutive games?
I think did it win it or tie it?
I think it might have tied it. Either way, does it change? Does that change?
No,
it for
I just
you
think
at all?
it's cheap ass record. It's like a guy. I've seen this happen before. A guy has. A mediocre player has 10 points and 10 assists and 9 rebounds, and at the end of the game, he throws it off the backboard and puts it down himself to get. It's like that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Good job, buddy. Yeah.
It's a bullshit stat.
Yeah, and what's funny is this record never gets brought up. I've never even heard about this record.
I didn't know it existed. Yeah.
And whenever it gets brought up from this point on, the only thing that people are going to be talking about is that play. Like, they're not going to be talking about the 44 or the 43 other games, 40, whatever, how much it was. The other games that it happened. They're just going to be talking about that one specific play. So, I don't know. Yeah, it is clown shit. I didn't mind it that much, but it's definitely clown shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's, the music is still playing for them, apparently, but let's cut it to play this video. Okay. My clown of the week is Urban Meyer. This could have just been something we talked about on its own.
Yeah.
Here, let me pull up. There we go. And let me just make sure this isn't going to be super loud. Okay. Oops, I think you guys can hear it. So yeah, you got an idea. There's alternate angles that look even worse. Definitely put a finger in her butt. Yeah, so this isn't, so it's clown shit for this, but let's start from the beginning. He's a clown for not taking the team flight home and then flying back that night or the next day. Clown shit already. Multiple NFL, I've heard multiple former players, GMs, coaches say that they've never seen anyone do this.
You don't do that. I understand, the grandkids live there. Go see them on another day.
Mm-hmm. Clown shit number 2. You're going to an Ohio State event at your bar. People fucking know you there.
Yeah.
Everyone has cameras.
Yeah.
And you're dancing with this girl. Clown shit number 2.
I'm definitely filming that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'd post it, but I would definitely film it.
So I was actually going to ask you that. Of course I'm filming that. What is the next step? Send it to everyone you know, probably.
Yeah.
But then it gets
it's
out.
Gonna get
it gets
out.
Yeah, it gets out. So at that point, you better watermark it and gain followers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone knows you there. I don't know if he just has a lack of awareness of phone cameras or if he doesn't think Twitter problems are real problems, but clown shit number 2.
Might have been shit-faced.
It probably was. Also, yeah, football wives, loyal as fuck. Football wives, nothing more loyal than a football wife. So, okay, and then this is where it really, really, really becomes like, at this point, it's clown shit for not taking the plane home. Like, that's bad. That's also really bad, too, especially because he's married.
Yeah.
However, you can chalk that up to fucking up, like making a big mistake, a bad mistake that you can come back from.
Yeah.
This is where, by the way, and come back from in your players' eyes, not necessarily in the public's eyes. That's a whole different animal, but just with your players.
Yeah, I don't think the players would.
No.
They would be like, ew. But
Yeah.
I don't think they would be real concerned.
I mean,
about
it's
it.
not like you think like. It's not like every NFL player is faithful. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah. No, I don't think they would give a shit. Especially if you're winning games.
So this is where he like really fucked up with just the locker room aspect of it. Again, the public shit that's a separate thing.
Yeah. And the public shit goes away.
It goes away
in a couple of months, probably.
Yeah. I mean, maybe even in some cases, if the
look
football's
at Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
That was way worse.
It was way worse, yeah.
Nobody gives a shit anymore.
And like people don't talk about Deshaun Watson unless they're talking about trade rumors right now.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
I know.
Like it's fucked up, but okay. Thread. So this is from Michael Silver. The Urban Meyer situation in Jacksonville has reached a crisis point, especially in the locker room. A player told him he has zero credibility in that stadium. He had very little to begin with.
Part of that was he hired a racist coach.
Yes, just a vehemently racist coach.
And then realized it and had to let him go. But what are you doing in the first place?
No, what was funny
you
is
lost your players right there.
He hired him, doubled down on the hire, then was like, "Oh, they really don't like this," and then he fired him.
Yeah.
And then players were particularly put off by the fact that Meyer canceled Monday's team meeting as he dealt with the uproar. He even canceled the team meeting. He was too scared, a player said. So like that's where like you got to just walk up and say, "Listen, guys, I was fucked up. I made a mistake. I'm sure you can understand," and they would. And let's just play football, and they would focus on that. Football's way more important to them than like this bullshit.
Yeah.
So just move on. Instead, Meyer only apologized to position groups individually. Pussy shit. He portrayed the woman in the videos as just a random person, just there dancing. Suffice to say, his audience was highly skeptical. Said one player, "We looked at him like, what the fuck?" Right when he left, everyone started dying laughing, and he knew it. So think about that. You just you just walk out of the door, and then you just hear. Like it's just brutal shit. I mean, he's lost all respect.
Yeah.
Bottom line, said the player, it's bad. I don't know how he's gonna function. I don't know how he's gonna function. So tough shit there. It feels like we're like both of the engines on the plane have erupted into flames, and we're just coasting at this point.
And the owner threw some more gas on the fire, and some have speculated that the owner hopes he'll quit
Well, I think what I heard from Michael Lombardi on the Pat McAfee show, he said that there's speculation they're trying to get him on cause too.
Okay.
Trying to fire him with cause.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what cause has to be.
I don't think they're gonna get it here.
I don't see why. Other than I think actually the only thing that I could see as cause would be like you canceled team activities, you didn't fly home with the team to do a personal thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that quite.
It can't be the thing that happened in the club.
No, that specifically, no. It would have to be him.
Okay.
I think it would have to, and this is pretty much only my speculation. Like, I think it would have to be something like you skipped out on team activities to do your own shit.
Right.
And also you made a mockery of us.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't, that's a pretty far stretch for cause.
They would lose that. I think in court.
Yeah.
So I think the owner hopes he'll quit.
Yeah. I like Shad Khan too. I mean, he's an entertaining guy at least.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's some real clown shit, to say the least.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else on that?
Would you if he walks away today, would you hire him as the Huskies coach?
Yes.
You would deal with all the fallout?
Yes.
Dude, I would say, hey, Rick's on Lake City. We'll take you there every Monday night or night of your choice.
Yes, I mean, there's no question. Yeah. No fucking question I would hire him.
And you might only get 4 years out of him, but I mean...
4 Pac-12 championships, a college football playoff appearance. Like, there's a lot that comes with that.
His career record is like 85%.
Yeah. And at this point in his career, you can confidently say you know what you're signing up for, and you're not expecting him to stay there for the rest of his career. Yeah. So it's...
And I don't care. Hey... Deshaun Watson, go to hell. Like sexual assault is a whole different category.
predatory things.
So please don't confuse what I'm about to say.
This was not predatory, but it was still bad.
No, it's bad because he's married. That being, I don't care. Like I don't care. Like people bring up Martin Luther King. I don't.
Dude,
I don't care.
I don't think people realize there are
Monica
women.
Lewinsky, I don't care.
There are women in NBA cities that when a team comes through on the road, they have guys on multiple different teams that know, like, hey, this is the hoe in the city. This is a real thing that players and hoes have talked about.
Yeah.
Alike. So, like, there is not this like, oh, these players that have millions of dollars and are, 6'6" and attractive and athletic, like they just turn away all the pussy that is flying at them. Like, no, and Urban Meyer is the most famous guy of all time, and he's more famous than Christopher Columbus in Columbus, Ohio. Like, that's so like terrible thing.
It is. Yeah.
He did it in a dumb spot. That's ultimately like, I guarantee fucking Lane Kiffin has gotten some on the side too. You know what I mean? Like it's not exclusive to Urban Meyer. Let's stop pretending like it is. Yeah. Just because you saw it, actually doesn't make it different than what probably every other coach is doing. People don't talk about like Rick Pitino hiring like strippers for kids anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So this one, people will get over this. Yeah. It's more ultimately it's more funny than anything. Yeah. Which was what makes it a good clown of the week. Something like Deshaun Watson, I don't even think we put that on clown of the week because if we did, we shouldn't have. Like, that's way too serious to be a clown of the week thing. Most likely
a criminal.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens there. It's fascinating. Yeah. And it will be interesting to see how they. How they go through this. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Do you wanna move into some of the picks? Yes.
All right. I'll start. We'll snake draft it we'll start with the favorite. I got Tennessee -4 at the Jags. I think it's a shit show there, and I don't think the players want to fucking play for him. Like, Tennessee's not a bad team. The Jags are awful. I think it's going to be like this game's gonna be like 24-10. Like it's just gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
That would have been my first choice. So I like, and it's funny. During the podcast, I decided I didn't love this.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys -7. I see them winning by at least a touchdown.
I can see that.
So
I can see that.
Maybe I'm buying into the hype. I don't know, but I just don't think the Giants are all that good. Jones has looked better, but they'll be ready for him. Especially he's the NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah,
put a target on his back.
Yep.
So, yeah, I expect a double-digit win by the Cowboys. 34-24, something like that.
Yeah. I like that pick. Do you want to snake it to your dog?
My dog. It's a big dog, and it's a whole state that I don't like.
Yeah.
But Maryland getting 21 against Ohio State. I just don't think Ohio State plays enough defense to win by more than 3 touchdowns.
Interesting. All right.
I would take. There wasn't an over/under yet when I looked last night, but
take the over on that.
I would probably take.
It's gonna be like 75.
I'd probably take the over anyway.
Have you seen an over/under? Okay, actually, you probably have because it's like over and unders have been getting higher and higher. The Texans Patriots is 39.5.
Yeah, there's 2 games under 40.
Well, what's the other? Oh shit!
I forget what the other one.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that to you.
It's so insane. I'm not betting that though.
Yeah. And I don't remember. I'm sure it's happened. It's not like I look at numbers all the time.
Yeah.
But last week there was one of the college games was the over/under was 80.
80. Fuck, man.
Whoa.
God. By the way, breaking news 13 minutes ago. Matt Nagy is announcing that Justin Fields is Chicago's. He's their starting QB moving forward.
Wow,
Straight
I
up.
thought Andy Dalton was going to be like a game time whoever's best in practice.
He said, he started off by saying Andy's our guy. Then when he got injured, he said, okay, he's injured, but he's still our guy.
Yeah.
Then he said, okay, this is a game time decision, and now someone's convinced him. And,
it sounds to me like the owner picked up the phone.
Yes.
I want to see my new shiny toy.
Hey, buddy, you're on thin fucking ice already. Yeah. Let's see. No tweets from Big Cat yet. I just wanted to, because he's been like so just, and not anti Andy Dalton, but yeah.
I think Justin Fields I don't think he's gonna amount to anything in the NFL.
I don't know, man. I like him. Although, you know what actually had me reconsidering that is I was watching it was from Secret Base. They do some really good breakdown videos, and there was they were talking about this game. It was like the first year of the playoffs when Ohio State and Alabama played and Ohio State won. It was like Cardell Jones was their third string quarterback at the time.
Yeah.
Because he was backing up JT Barrett, who was backing up the guy that was after Terrell Pryor.
Right.
I can't remember his fucking name. But then they also have like guys like Dwayne Haskins. Like they just have this long line of elite college quarterbacks that aren't shit in the NFL. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Okay. See, my dog. Did you already say your? Yeah.
Yeah, Maryland. Plus 21.
My dog is gonna be Lions plus 8.5 at the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings are that good.
Yeah.
I think the Lions are feisty, and I think 8.5 is just an absurd amount of points to give to the Vikings against anyone. I mean,
it's hard to outscore somebody by 8.5 when you're getting your kneecaps bitten. So yeah. No, exactly. I like that one too.
Yeah.
I think that game will be a touchdown.
Yeah.
Or less. Yeah.
Lions
might win that one.
Yeah. No, that's like a legit that's a money line hunt I might go for. Yeah. Especially, divisional play. I mean, it's so wild to have an 8.5 point spread to me.
Sure.
Okay. We're snaking to the over. This is probably going to be my ugliest over pick of the whole year because it might be the ugliest game of the whole year.
Wow.
I got Jets at Falcons over 46.
Yeah.
I think the Jets offense is starting to piece it together. Falcons just put up a lot on a Washington defense that is not nearly as good as they were last year. Also, the Jets defense has like the least passing yards or something in the NFL. Like it's kind of wild, but I just think 40. The number is that low because they're two bad football teams, but I think they're both figuring it out on offense a little. Cordell Patterson is like just exploded into this crazy like elite weapon. You know, he has more. He's played 4 games with the Falcons. He has more 3 touchdown games than Julio Jones. Julio Jones never had a 3 touchdown game.
Julio Jones doesn't have 3 touchdown seasons.
Yeah, seriously.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
it's very bizarre. Yeah, it's weird because he's always been a great weapon. I've always felt like he's been underutilized.
You know what? Yeah, you know what happened was he was on the Bears.
Yeah,
that's actually what happened.
And the Vikings when they didn't have
that's right
a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, fucking A.
What?
Patriots traded Stephon Gilmore to the Panthers for a 2023 6th-round pick?
6th-round pick.
6th?
Oh, come on.
Come on, guys.
Can we give up a 5th-rounder?
Fucking A. The Panthers? That's boring. Fuck.
It's a good thing our corner play has been so good, so we don't need a defensive player of the year.
God damn, bro. Okay, well... yeah, this is why I should keep Twitter open. We were talking about this before the podcast. I should keep Twitter open.
I wish you hadn't, because I would have liked it a little more time.
Just for some hope.
Brutal.
Yeah, all right. What's your over pick?
Chargers Browns 46.5.
Whoa, that is low. Yeah. I probably would have picked that if I
think it's because the Browns struggled a lot.
Yeah.
But the Chargers are decent defensively, but they're not great. I think this is going to be a high scoring.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. All right, snake it to your under.
San Francisco, Arizona under 50. Jimmy G. Is he going to put up his share here?
Yeah.
And then I just, I think San Francisco's still got a good defense. So I think Arizona's offense is going to struggle.
Yeah.
I see this being not a low scoring game, but it's going to be a 24-17, 24-21 type game.
Yeah. I could definitely. I think that's. If you had to ask me to predict the score of that game, I'd pretty much say either of those two scores. By the way, okay, Stephon Gilmore is from Rock Hill, and it's really close in Carolina, so he's close to home. Okay, cool. Fucking whatever. Fucking good luck. Have fun not winning football games.
Yeah, I did see that there was some thought that he would want to stay east because he's been there forever.
Yeah,
so
true.
He may not want to come out west, but still,
come experience the best coast.
That's right.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I'm going to pick my under, which last week I went with Seahawks 49ers. This week I'm going with Rams at Seahawks, under 54.5.
Yeah.
Part of me just feels like the Seahawks are going to lay an egg this game. I don't know. I feel like if we're going to win this, it's going to be like kind of similar to the scores you just said for the Cardinals and Niners game. I just don't see this being like a 30-27 type thing. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel good. I don't feel good about the Seahawks offense. That's really what it is.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson's going to have a dream that he's being mauled by a bear.
Yeah.
And then he's going to realize it's not a dream.
And it's Aaron Donald.
It's number 99.
It's Aaron Donald.
Yeah. It's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
So, Aaron Donald is he's already my player of the week.
Okay,
he's destroyed the Seahawks.
That's your pick?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Did we do that yet?
We haven't done that yet.
Okay, yeah. The player of the week.
Yes, good.
I think the Seahawks can still win the game, but he's going to be a problem.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. He's always a problem.
But yeah, I like the under there. I think the Seahawks are going to struggle to.
Yeah. Even when he's not a problem, he's a problem because when he's not a problem, you have 3 offensive linemen on him and there's someone else that's free.
Yeah.
My player of the week is going to be Trevon Diggs, cornerback for the Cowboys. I think he has 5 picks in 4 games, which is especially in today's standards.
Yeah,
it's It's crazy.
Not many picks these days.
No, pretty crazy. And they're playing Danny Dimes, who's been on a bit of a high. I think it's time he takes a bit of a step back, even if it's just one pick. Like he's gonna get a pick. That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna make some mistakes.
He's gonna and and I'm just picking Trevon Diggs because he's very clearly had the best season of a cornerback in the NFL right now. And So you got anything else? Anywhere?
No, I think that is it.
All right, ran it for a solid hour and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty girthy one.
Yeah.
I guess it's because we didn't do Seahawk talk separately, but By the way, I think I made this clear. The reason we didn't do Seahawk talk was we didn't actually watch the games because we were focused on the Mariners.
And we could have done it, but it would have felt a little fake.
It would have been fake as shit. Like I haven't even really seen many of the highlights. So like so it will be back next week. In fact, maybe we should do it like on Saturday or Friday because let's do that actually. So expect something coming on Friday or Saturday because we also don't have to worry about talking about the Huskies either.
Right.
So expect something coming this weekend, and then your normally scheduled programming for the Coe Show should be out Wednesday morning. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Mason Charles Coe at Aaron Coe 29 on Twitter, and deuces.
Go Hawks.